Welcome to Uncaged, a show that celebrates thought leadership from today's top business leaders. The program provides a voice to amazing executives from around the globe who are shaping the world of business today and mapping the path to the commerce of tomorrow. Today, we're speaking with Will Ralston. Hey, Will, how are you?
I'm doing great, Benton. Thanks for having us on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to speak with you, Will. You are working in the area that everyone is fascinated about and not only fascinated about, very excited that it'll hopefully present some solutions for our climate challenges. But Will Ralston is the CEO of Single Point Inc. It is providing renewable energy, environmentally friendly, and healthy living solutions focused on sustainability. We'll get into the Single Point story in a second. But before we get there, Will, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been fortunate to have lots of different experiences, which have really helped shape how I'm able to guide and lead this company now in the position that I'm in. It started right out of college, working in sales and really having to develop those, interpersonal skills with, multiple different types of personalities out there and in the world of business, right? You come across so many different opportunities, different challenges, and scenarios that present themselves that you really have to problem solve for. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing every day here as a business is problem solving. So, started out right out of college, and I actually came out of a golf background and worked on the product launch of the Nike Covert driver in the sales specialist side. So that was a great experience getting to work alongside a new product launch, learned a lot there. And then actually was able to take what I call my first foray with Single Point, 8 years ago now. I had some fun opportunities in between my initial foray with Single Point and consulting on the sales side, and now to where I've grown into the CEO role just over a year ago now. I took that on, but had a great opportunity to work with many great mentors, having come out of the Seattle area, worked alongside some great mentors in the wireless tech space that really helped round and shape, how I'm able to present and lead this company the way we are today. So, multiple experiences out there, and just being able to create the ability to drive a team and be able to create a culture where people are excited to come to work.
So, Will, let's dig a little bit deeper into the Single Point story. It's a great one. You're working in solar renewable energy space. Tell me a little bit about your Single Point journey and what you guys are focused on.
Absolutely. We work in two really great industries that are very top of mind. One, solar, as you mentioned, and in the renewable space. So within that business segment, we operate, residential, small commercial solar, EV charging, and energy storage. Really, all of that is a package, right? Because as you go solar, you're looking for the electrification of everything else and being able to create redundancy in your systems. We also have an air purification business, which is very top of mind for people right now, especially as we, get back to school, get back to work, and we're all again, collaborating in person, which is so important, so needed for efficiency, for innovation, for creativity. Mm-hmm. And so that indoor air purification space that we have a company called Box Pure Air, it's very top of mind right now. There's lots of funding out there, and they're two both federally backed, decade-long businesses. As the IRA bill just passed for solar, which increased tax credits from 26 to 30% for the next 10 years. And then we've got $121 billion available from K through 12 schools throughout the U.S. to utilize on indoor air purification. So two very exciting spaces that we're passionate about it because we're making a difference in people's every single day lives, right?
Yeah. And Will, it sounds to me that, certainly if there's federal support for the growth of these spaces, and that's really impacting your business with tax credits, et cetera. It's a good moment to grow in this space, and Single Point is certainly well positioned. But, when you look out on the landscape, we hear so much about what's happening with renewable energy and even actually the other ancillary revenue stream, which is the air purification piece. Tell me a little bit about where those industries are right now and what customers are asking for.
So in the solar space, we've seen the cost of energy rise, and it's not quite as prevalent. But what we compare it to is when you've been driving by that gas pump over the last year, you've seen those prices just skyrocket. The same thing is happening at the utility side. Increases are continuing to happen. Supply chains are constrained. So and the top 10 utility companies probably have a 500 billion CapEx expense. And where does that get pushed down to? That gets pushed down to the consumers to help pay for that in capital improvements among the systems, right? So we're seeing clients come to us saying, hey, how can we save money on our electricity, make a difference, for the future in everyday lives, and ensure that we have power and redundancy in the event of storm and weather events, which, as we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years, really increasing in intensity and how often they're occurring. So that's really what our customers are looking for. And the federal, with the federal funding that's become available through the IRA, it's really changed the dynamic because it brings it top of mind. We don't rely on that. It's an incentive to the customers, and it helps educate the customers and bring it to, a question, well, maybe I should look at solar. There is this tax credit out there. There is this option for me, here locally, because it goes from federal all the way down to local to what may be available for them.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Will, you've been in the CEO hot seat for about 5-6 years. It means you were riding it through this lovely moment of time that we've been living through, which is with the pandemic, et cetera. Just be curious, as a leader of such a dynamic energy business, what was it like during that period? Any insights and advice that you have for folks when they have other crises going forward?
It really comes down to the people, right? And that's really what we put our pillars on, and really what we've built this business around is people. And that's not just here in the business, but that's a very, very important aspect. Is you have to ensure that your people are committed, that they feel, and that they're valued. They want to, they need to feel respected and be able to create change. And you have to be dynamic in how you manage in each of these instances, because, coming into that COVID, first initial shutdowns and everything like that, there was a lot of thinking on the feet. How do we ensure people, can feel productive from home, can not get, left behind, because there's, a bunch of different, people that are going to step in and start to take that initiative. But then there's also people that, you have to corral along with you and make sure that they continue to be included in all the decisions and everything like that. And that's a different dynamic when you go from in office to 2 days later, everybody has to be remote and at home. So setting them up for success in any situation that they're in. And we learned a lot coming out of that, in how to make decisions real quick. Right. And that's a key differentiator that sometimes in business is difficult to do. But our ability to make decisions, move quickly on those decisions, and learn from those decisions, most importantly, was really improved throughout that time. And I've seen that make tremendous leaps in our business. I mean, from last year, 2022 or 2021, we were a sub $1 million company. And now this year we're going to be over, just on the solar segment alone, we'll surpass the $25 million revenue mark. So we've made significant growths and achievements throughout the last year that we're all very proud of and very happy that, we're seeing that come. And you use the right term, the CEO hot seat. I've been in that position now for a little over 18 months. But before that, I was in the president role. So I've been in the executive leadership for quite some time now. Yes.
Yeah, well, no, it's definitely a challenging landscape out there, but certainly the area that you guys play is hopefully a beacon for all of us going forward. And with that idea of being a beacon, Will, when you look forward here, we are at the end of 2022, looking out into 2023, what are you seeing on the landscape and what are you excited about?
There's a lot to be excited about. We've got so many different initiatives within Single Point alone, but also just in the solar and sustainability industry in general. There's some serious decarbonization requirements that are going to be met. We're seeing huge shift in commercial buildings' ability to go solar, to implement some renewable strategy within their business. And we are making that process less, we're making it frictionless. And that's our goal, is to help enable people and companies and businesses to own their power, to ensure that they have redundant power in the times when they most need it. And there's a huge push to make that happen and to ensure that we have energy security within our own grid here in the US. And we plan, and we are quickly becoming a huge part of that, as the solar industry has been historically fragmented. It's very local, and you have to understand each market's dynamics. And how we're working to solve for that is going out and looking at the number one, number two, number three player in that local market. For example, we acquired Boston Solar in April. They are the premier solar installer in Boston, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox, great reputation, 500 five-star Google reviews. Those are the types of companies that we're looking to work with. Those are the types of people, again, back to people, that we're looking to surround ourselves with, because that's what's going to, grow the business.
That's very, very exciting. And I just kind of have a question, Will. As you look out there, it sounds like tax credits are happening. There's a will to push forward in sustainability. What are some of the challenges that you're seeing that perhaps are slowing us down a bit to getting to that accelerated pace that we all hope to see?
Yeah, well, Ben, the number one thing that, I face every day as a public company CEO, and especially in times like these, is, the market has not been in a great place. We're definitely facing, the market headwinds right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of instability, a lot of, different fears going on out there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, a term you used earlier, which is the blocking and tackling, right? We have a great fundamental business. We continue to deliver, to our customers every single day. And really looking forward at 2023, we're looking to expand that footprint. We're going to keep acquiring businesses. We're going to organically grow within the acquisitions that we've made. And we're going to see, these things start to come to fruition, which will reflect in, in the company's growth, in, shareholder value. And we'll see, where the market ends up going. But, at the end of the day, that's not necessarily controllable by any public company or anybody for that matter. We have to, take what we can and be able to execute when the opportunities present themselves.
Yeah, well, we'll be all watching those markets, and certainly I'm hoping that they get a little healthier as soon as possible. But Will, you're working on amazing stuff. The team at Single Point is pushing forward in the air purification space, solar power space. If someone wanted to learn more about what you guys are working on, where's the best place to find you?
Well, the best place is to go directly to our website, which is www.singlepoint.com. If you're specifically interested in the solar aspect of our business, bostonsolar.us. And if you are interested in learning more about the air purification, you can go to bpasolutions.com. And now that's we didn't get to touch too much on that indoor air purification, but it's a very interesting space, and there's, great solutions. There's studies coming out of Stanford, Harvard about cognitive improvement, about, increased ability to, energy, just a whole health thing that goes much beyond just, protecting yourself against COVID. So definitely, if you haven't looked into indoor air purification for any, we have them in our houses. We have them at schools. We're the preeminent leader out in California's non-public schools. So lots of great stuff happening there. And it's important for general health, again, not just about COVID mitigation or avoiding anything like that. It's very important.
Well, I love it. You have the sun and the air coming together. We're a very powerful solution. Will, thank you so much for being on Uncaged today. We've been speaking with Will Ralston. He's the Chief Executive Officer at Single Point. Single Point is providing renewable energy, environmentally friendly and healthy living solutions focused on sustainability. We've been talking to them not only about their solar power solutions, but also their air purification system, and really the opportunities that we all have to think about this stuff, move forward with it, and really make it part of our lives. Will, thank you so much for being on the show today, and we look forward to having you back.
Wonderful, Bant. Thanks so much and for everything you do. We appreciate it.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.